So when the news broke out yesterday that Jose Mourinho will join into AS Roma this summer, people are like, wow, what happened? Because this is Jose Mourinho. Many people have written him off. I mean, yes, in 2004 he won the Champions League. In 2003 he won the UEFA Cup. 2004 he won the Champions League. Came to England and said something about it being the special one. And from there, Chelsea, he broke every record in England he could break at the time. Did the same with Inter Milan. Moved to Real Madrid. This third season syndrome in quotes for the media anyway. Some in the media, and from there came back to Chelsea. Went to United. To some people, they believed that's the end. He's beginning to
Rescind.
resign. That he's no longer the special one. But the truth is, I mean, this is a manager. If you ask me, he was sacked on the 19th of April. Talks 19th of April, and April 30th, we heard that Talksport said that he would join their team for the Euros in June. And just 15 days after being sacked, now AS Roma has said that he will join. Just 15 days. I mean, this is a time when many managers don't have a job. Since Allegri left, he hasn't gotten a job. Laurent Blanc, we can name many of them. They find it very hard to get a job.
Thierry Henry.
But these are a manager, but people say he's no longer good, but he's just getting a job. And that makes me to wonder, your perspective, what do you think that makes Mourinho that think that even when he leaves the job, before you even, turn around, he's gotten another job?
Okay, so this is I'm gonna bring it relative to the Nigerian environment and use our academic system to judge. So in Nigeria, we always say that there is no job, there is nothing, no job is available. But some people find a way around the system. What they do is they send their children to school abroad. Now there are also regular schools abroad, like we have regular schools here. For instance, if you go to Okopoli, you go to LASU, that's regular school. You go to Unilag, you go to Uniport, you go to Unical, that's A-level school. Okay, Ahmadu Bello University, that's A-level. But then if you take it a notch higher, you go to Cambridge, you go to Oxford, you go to Yale, that's beyond A-level. And then you go to Harvard, you go to Boston, Massachusetts, and then you go to Harvard, you are on another level. Now, just going to Harvard does not make you all in all. I know people who went to Harvard and came and they are doing stupid things. Okay, so let's not even just say because you go to Harvard automatically, but it's an edge. It's a very great edge. Now, if you go to Harvard in this case, in the Jose Mourinho case, is FC Barcelona, where he studied under the great late Sir Bobby Robson and then Louis van Gaal. Those are two great guys who, instilled in him some things, and then also imbibed the legendary, iconic, and amazing Johan Cruyff philosophy. But then he also came from Portugal, where he also learned one or two things about how to defend. First business he was given from fresh out of Harvard. First major business after doing some behind the scene business. First major business he was given to handle was a business that was crumbling. A club called FC Porto was struggling, was crumbling. Things were not going right. He gathered the team together, galvanized them. They won the UEFA Cup. And then in 2003, in 2004, won the Champions League. And then he announced himself as the special one. And people didn't believe him. They moved him from that small business that he converted into a 4,500 business, FC Porto, and moved him to another business that have been investing plenty of money but can't see the fruit. They can't make ends meet. They've been investing money. All of a sudden, rush of spending, but they can't see the result. They brought this man who's graduated from Harvard, who's turned an O-level business into a 4,500 business, FC Porto, and brought it to Chelsea, who's got plenty of money but just doesn't seem to be having headway. And he took Chelsea again and broke their 50-year dock of not winning the league title. Back to back, he won it. No coach apart from Sir Alex Ferguson have won the Premier League back to back. Even the great Arsene Wenger could not win the Premier League back to back. Even though he went the season unbeaten, did all the things that he did, Jose Mourinho came in. And when Jose Mourinho came in, Arsenal was on the ascendancy. They were the only team competing against Manchester United. But then Jose Mourinho not only clipped the wings of Arsenal, made sure that never happened again. Also made sure that in London, the only club that anybody would ever talk about was the blue half of London that called Chelsea. So that's another magic that he performed there. And then he left there and he went to Inter Milan. Inter Milan have always been in the shadows of AC Milan in Milan. And also I've also been in the shadows of Juventus in Italy. So at this time, yes, you would say, okay, there was Calciopoli, they had been relegated. Yes, but the other teams could have also taken the opportunity. Teams like AS Roma, teams like Lazio, teams like Napoli, quite Udinese, quite a lot,
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina and the rest of them. But they didn't take the opportunity. Not only did he win the titles, I think he won 2 league titles in Italy.
2 league titles.
And then in 2010, he won the UEFA Champions League against who? Bayern Munich.
Treble.
His former boss. Against his former boss, Louis van Gaal, in 2010. On paper, that squad of Bayern Munich looked better than the squad of Inter Milan. Aged players, some players that really doesn't matter. After he left Inter Milan, you saw that we didn't hear anything again about what's that striker Diego Milito. Some other players, we didn't hear anything about them again. They were near spent force, and then he went to Real Madrid. Real Madrid were going under the shadow of Barcelona at the time. This was a big business, a 4,500 business that was beginning to suffer assiduous losses. Okay, that they were suffering damages that you could not control, but economically he came in. He lost the game 5-0 where the stadium was applauding. Yeah, the first El Clasico. And in the press conference, this was the word he said. He said, never again. And before you know it, that never happened again. He changed it. Won the league title there, if my memory says. In the second season, won the league title.
In the first season, he won the Copa del Rey.
The Copa del Rey. So he changed the attention. Somebody once said to me that in Barcelona's greatest era, Real Madrid won more Champions League than Barcelona. That whole stage was set by Jose Mourinho, and some other persons came to profit from it. Moving forward, he came to Manchester United at a time again where a great business. You can't say Manchester United was a small business that you came in and you made it. They were already a 14,500. If there's something called 41 million, Manchester United was the dean of faculty of the 41 million club. They were a big club, but they had lost their patrack at the time. They had lost something very big that you cannot fix overnight, and so they needed somebody to give them an arrowhead, a direction. Mourinho showed up again, assembled his army, his Salvation Army, called up cavalry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and co. And guess what? They won the UEFA Europa Cup. At that time, because of how high the standard of Manchester United and Jose Mourinho is, they called it a failure. Manchester United today would celebrate to the high heavens if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ends in the same second spot and win the Europa Cup. And even don't add any cup additional cup to it that Jose Mourinho added to it. You understand? So you see the difference now. That guy from Harvard, the Harvard of FC Barcelona, under the tutelage of late Sabab Robson, Louis van Gaal, and the inspiration of Johan Cruyff, and the guy he came from Portugal, who came out of nothing. Then there's always no curve goes up forever. There is no business curve that you say, it just went from the down position and it goes up forever. No. There's always the down, the up, and the down. And then we were in a particular time in football, in the globe, where we had economic recession that had been there since for a while. Then we now had COVID-19. So many things that add to the essence of who Jose Mourinho is. Jose Mourinho is the kind of guy that can make the fans turn against the opposition and weaken them. Okay, exploit their weak point. The fans were not in the stadium for a while. He went to Spurs that had hit their peak and were coming down. It's not easy to just go by the side of the mountain and put your hand, unless you're Superman. You're powered by something that is out of this world, and you stop the rock that is coming from the top. So they were on a free fall. They had gone to their very best, reached the height of league position that they've never reached before, went to the Champions League finals. The club played one whole season without signing a player in 2 windows, in the summer and the winter window. And then eventually they had reached the place where they sacked Mauricio Pochettino and brought in Jose Mourinho. But they didn't bring in Jose Mourinho to start a project. They brought him to continue a project. Unfortunately, that project was already dilapidating. And sometimes not every cracks you just pepper over. Not every cracks you just call bricklayer to put cement over. Sometimes you need to knock down the building and start afresh. And that's something that Levy didn't do with Tottenham Hotspur. But then, the thing about today's world, the social media world and the media world is, one, there's always the need for clickbait. Okay, so let me give you a good example. If Man City had lost the game to Paris Saint-Germain, the conversation will not be on the tactics, on the players that didn't do well. The conversation will be on Pep Guardiola, how much he spent, why he didn't win the title. Even if he wins the title today, people are already saying, with that kind of money, anybody will win. People forget that a certain Diego Simeone is earning almost 3 times the money that Pep Guardiola is earning. And the certain Diego Simeone has spent more money in signing player this past 2 seasons than even Pep Guardiola. But where is it on the map? Nobody is ever going to mention that. It's not important. He bought your Felix for 100 and something million. I don't think Pep Guardiola has ever signed any player for over 100 million. But hey, this is football. We have that kind of conversation. So people talk about Jose Mourinho because he give you clickbait. You know, once you mention the name Jose Mourinho, you get a million comment, retweet, shares, and response, but not from an objective point of view. So I think that Jose Mourinho had this CV of all this business that is risen from 0 to 4,500 that makes anybody knows that when Jose Mourinho's name is attached to your brand, you would benefit one way or the other. So people just don't see, oh, come and win league title for us. Okay? Tottenham Hotspur was not the team that wins the league title. So what's the big deal? But they say, bring your miracle power, your presence, your brand power to our brand so that our brand can rise from whatever obscurity that we are in to a level where we become the team that people talk about. And that's what Jose Mourinho brings. A team announces Jose Mourinho yesterday. Their shares rose by 21%. He's not going to start work until somewhere in June, July. Yeah. He's still going to be doing media work for TalkSport in the Euros. But the club's stocks are already rising. Over the weekend, a club in that same league won the league title. Nobody talk about their stock rising. So you see the difference here. Jose Mourinho have a brand power that people think is spent. But I think that when you have a CV like Jose Mourinho, you don't just fall. You fall with a parachute on you. So even when you fall and you get off the top of the mountain, you're not coming to the bottom of the mountain. You're still going to be somewhere that you just, draw the parachute and you either fly above the top of the mountain, which is a possible thing with AS Roma. How does that happen? If he goes and win the league title in Italy with AS Roma, he has flown above the mountains because AS Roma is not expected to win the league title in the next 10, 15, 20 years. But then that's a possibility right now because Juventus are not what they used to be. Inter Milan have won it once. We don't know if they will defend it. AC Milan knocking on the door. When you have so many competition, it means that so many people will drop points. If Roma are able to, find their way, it's good. If he goes to AS Roma and win them even just the Europa Cup, for instance, it's done well already, because of the standard of the club. So that's the way it is. With Jose Mourinho, I'm going to be very, very foolish to join the bandwagon or the crowd, people with crowd mentality to say Jose Mourinho is finished, is spent. No, Jose Mourinho is not finished. Jose Mourinho is diamond locked in a shelf, somewhere in the vault of a very, very secured bank, maybe in a Fort Knox. So when you pull it at any given time, it is still diamond. It doesn't change because you lock up a diamond for a very long time. Does not transform from diamond to just broken glass. It is still diamond. So Jose Mourinho is still on the top class of coaches. It's like saying Sir Alex Ferguson coming back to coaches today and say, oh, football has left him. No, football has not left him. He's aged there, but football has not left him. He's still very good. That's the reason why people talk about Leeds United a lot more than they talk about West Bromwich Albion. You know why? Because a certain Marcelo Bielsa is their coach. If Alan Pardew was the coach of Leeds United and they are playing this football, nobody will talk about them. There is a class you attain in life that always puts you in the front of the conversation when it comes to football. And I think that those Manchester United fans that call him spent should be looking at themselves and like, come on, that same thing that you hated with Jose Mourinho some years ago is what you are dreaming to celebrate right now, even with less with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So where is that, objective criticism or objective analysis of the man? I think that Jose Mourinho is a real deal and people should take him very, very serious. Whatever he's doing that is causing all of these things to happen, I think people should take it and study. David Beckham didn't do up to this before they started studying him in the university. Beyonce didn't do all of this before they started studying her in the university. I think they should start studying Jose Mourinho, his management style. He loses a job, he makes more money. He gets a job, he makes money. So what is it about his brand that has made him an economic excellence, a trophy excellence, everything, everywhere he puts his hand, there is just that rise that comes in. And not just him benefiting, but the club he goes to makes money as well. Remember when he came to Tottenham Hotspur, their shares also rose. So Jose Mourinho is the real deal. Is the biggest deal on the deal table.